seminars on implementation of the follow-up actions of FOCAC was held in Changsha, Hunan today. President Xi Jinping sent a congratulatory letter to the meeting. He announced that China will implement the policy of granting 53 African countries having diplomatic ties with China zero tariff treatment for 100% tariff lines, provide more facilitation to least developed countries in Africa for their export to China, and work with Africa to further implement the 10 partnership actions, providing important guidance for China-Africa jointly advancing modernization and building an all-weather China-Africa community with a shared future for the new era. Foreign Minister Wang Yi attended the opening ceremony and put forward 5 proposals on promoting high-quality China-Africa cooperation. He noted that China and Africa need to support each other and uphold the solidarity of the global South. China and Africa need to open up to the world and champion free global trade. China and Africa need to pursue mutual benefit and engage in cooperation on global development. China and Africa need to uphold justice and defend an equitable international order. China and Africa need to carry out exchange and mutual learning and promote diversity of civilizations in the world. The two sides issued China-Africa Changsha Declaration on upholding solidarity and cooperation of the Global South. The list of outcomes of the implementation of the follow-up action of the Beijing Summit of FOCAC and the concept paper of 2026 China-Africa Year of People-to-People Exchanges, demonstrating the joint effort of two sides to implement the cooperation outcomes of Beijing Summit and providing new driving forces for deepening political mutual trust, advancing mutually beneficial cooperation, and building closer bond between the peoples. Starting from tomorrow, the 4th China-Africa Economic and Trade Expo will also be held in Changsha. Over the recent years, spearheaded by FOCAC, China-Africa relations have achieved great leaps forward. China and all African countries having diplomatic ties with China have established strategic partnerships, and China has been the largest trading partner for Africa for 16 years in a row. Since the FOCAC Beijing Summit last year, China has made an additional investment of over RMB 13.3 billion and provided funding of over RMB 150 billion to Africa. In the first 5 months of this year, imports and export between China and Africa has reached RMB 963 billion, up by 12.4% year-on-year, hitting a record high. China always views enhancing solidarity and cooperation with African countries as an important cornerstone of our foreign policy. We stand ready to work with Africa to make solid progress in implementing the outcomes of FOCAC Beijing Summit, take effort to design the development of the forum in the future, use the golden key of China-Africa solidarity and cooperation to unlock the door to a future of common development, support Africa's development and revitalization through Chinese modernization, and make joint contribution to realizing the solidarity and strength of the Global South and building a community with a shared future for mankind. Next question.
Press. 美联社。全球权力合规组织这一家欧洲的组织发布一份报告，表示许多关键矿产行业的新疆公司进行强迫劳动。中方对于这一份报告有何评论？
No one has ever been forcibly transferred out of China's Xinjiang region under work programs. The so-called allegation of forced labor in China's Xinjiang is nothing but a lie propagated by certain anti-China forces. We urge certain organizations to stop interfering in China's internal affairs and undermining stability and prosperity in Xinjiang region under the pretext of human rights. Next question. Any more questions?
当 HK on June 9th and 10th, representatives of China and the United States had an economic and financial meeting in London for the first time. Could you share with us the latest information of the meeting as well as outcomes? And about the next step, is there any specific plan? What about your second question? About the next step of consultation, is there any specific plan?
I'm sure you have noticed that the Chinese representative has responded to the consultation in London. At the moment, I do not have further information to offer. Next question. Any more questions? Thank you, China Daily.
China Daily is reported that with regard to the purchase of C.K. Hutchinson assets, the head of the Panama Canal Authority said on June 10 that there is a potential risk of capacity concentration if the deal comes the way it's structured as we understand right now. It will be at the expense of Panama's competitiveness in the market and inconsistent with neutrality. What's your comment? We noted relevant reports on the deal of the canal as well as the purchase of C.K. Hutchinson assets. Let me stress more broadly that relevant competent authorities have made clear China's position more than once. Let me say more broadly that China all along firmly opposes economic coercion, high-handedness and bullying practices. On the navigation of relevant countries' vessels, China will, as always, respect Panama's sovereignty of the canal and recognize the canal as a permanently neutral international waterway. We support Panama's effort as an independent sovereign country to uphold independence and firmly defend its lawful rights and interests. Next one, please.
Any more questions?
哈萨克斯坦今天宣布，习近平主席将会在下周参加峰会，和中亚五国共同参会。中方能否提供更多的细节，以及中方希望能够在会议上达成什么成果？
As for the visit you mentioned, we will release timely information. Any more questions? And that will be all for today's press conference. Thank you for coming.